horror fans, Romie here. So this is the recap for Scream, Season 2, Episode 3. The episode is entitled Vacancy. Of course, having to do with the motel there. Now, the episode starts off with, Audrey. She's being informed by her, the person who's framing her. I can't even say the guy because of, how this show goes. Remember, in Season 1, it was Piper. So now in Season 2, someone's framing Audrey. Emma's kind of like a side B character almost, where they're still trying to develop her background. So shout out to them for that character development, and shout out to Audrey to getting more screen time. But Audrey is screwed because the Jake is dead, as we know, and she was led to this, storage space that has the Jake. He's enclosed in it, and we're all thinking to ourselves, now Audrey, did you really go and do this to yourself? Come on, Audrey. Audrey, why? Audrey, why? Why? And there's these pins with, of course, these words in it, and the words essentially spell out, I basically did the hard part for you, or I did this for you. See how I helped you out, type of thing. Audrey dropped the flashlight initially, and I'm thinking to myself, why would you drop the flashlight? You know someone's going to find your fingerprints on there. First off, your fingerprints should be all over this locker. So what are you doing? Who knows who's watching you? What are you doing? So Audrey's bugging out because she's talking to the stalker, and she's just like, well, this is only the beginning, essentially. And so she hangs up the phone, she takes out the pins, and then she goes and she hides. She goes and she runs, and she doesn't even lock the storage place properly. She goes and partially locks it. Audrey, what are you doing? So we're back at Emma's house, and Emma's talking to her mom, and Emma's over it right now because Emma's just like, I saw my dad last night. It was like, your dad? He's back in town already? What's going on? And so it's just like, Mom, did you know something about this? Just like, yeah, well, he was asking about, I just don't think it's a good idea for you to talk to him. That's all. We didn't get to that part yet. I just don't think it's a good idea for you to talk to him. So I was just like, yeah, whatever's clever. Emma calls Audrey, and Audrey right now isn't having it because Audrey has this plastic bag with the letters and Jake's blood on it, and so Audrey can't deal with Emma's mess. But she initially hears her out, and then she's like, wait a minute, Emma, what are you doing? Your father, I actually remember how he really was. He was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. How are you allowing someone like that back into your life? So you borderline ostracize me, but you go and allow this man just because you want to develop some type of relationship with him, and you really can't see the forest from the trees. He is cuckoo. No, don't do it. Emma's just like, oh, thanks for your support. Really, I really appreciate it, pal. And she's like, are you mad at me? He's like, yeah, I'm mad at you. Of course she's going to be mad. Audrey, you didn't handle that too well. You were right, but you didn't handle that too well. And that's when Noah comes in. Noah's just like, hey, oh, what's up? I'm like, Noah, damn. Like, Audrey's still a girl at the end of the day. Why are you just barging in her room like that? No, he needs to stop the foolishness. So it's just like, yeah, you ready to go? Audrey looking all guilty. He's just like, no, give me a moment. He's just like, okay, a second. I'll see you downstairs. Like, Noah, you are so excitable. You have no idea what's going on around you now, do you? And that's when Emma goes, she meets up with her father, and her father goes and tells her how, I've been trying to get into contact with you, but your mom has said that it probably wasn't a good idea for you to meet with me. But I think that's false because we've both been victims of this, so we both understand what it's really like. We both get that things aren't the way that they seem. She's just like, why'd you leave? He was just like, I was pretty messed up after the incident, so I didn't know how to handle it. I just have to be honest with you, that's as far as I want to have this conversation go. We can have this at another time, but I'm just so happy to see you. And you see that her father has an issue. I don't know if he's going through withdrawal issues because he hasn't had whatever fixed, whatever his libation is, but he's just like, he just can't keep still. It's just like, okay, Emma, you might want to end this conversation quickly. She calls her mom because she's like, Mom, why didn't you tell me this? I didn't tell you this because your father is cuckoo. I didn't want to besmirch his image, but he's Coco. I don't want to be around him because he's Coco. That's what she should have said, but you know, Emma's mom's just like, you know, baby, I'm sorry. And Emma hangs up the phone. We have Audrey with Noah. Audrey is going back. Audrey is trying to make every excuse in the world. It's like, the sky's pink. There's a unicorn. Oh, it's Satan. Jesus saved us from Satan. He's over there. He's over there, Noah. Noah, he's over. Wait, why are you opening the door? It's like, why is it unlocked? It's just like, I don't know what's going on. It's just like, you have this. Come on, you have this. Take the shot. It's just like, open it up. All right, it's opening. It's opening. It's opening. The storage unit is opening. It is scrubbed clean. That's why I'm trying to figure out what is really going on. How do we possibly have it where every single time this person has enough time to go and clean out this place? Who is it? He or she would have to have the knowledge, the supplies, and the manpower. Well, I guess as far as you give yourself enough time to do this all efficiently. So while they're in there, Noah's stoking around, and she was just like, look, there's nothing there. It was already unlocked. So I guess, it was like, yeah, it was unlocked, which means someone already beat us to it, which means that if there was something here to see, now it's not going to be seen. So let me go and see. Why did she say that? Now Noah's looking around, and initially she knows the camera. Now Noah knows the camera. He took the chip from the camera. It's just like, because the camera right across from the unit, it looked like its wires were pulled. So he was just like, I got it. I got it. I'm going to go. I'm going to figure out what's going on. And then we have Brooke. Brooke is trying to figure out what in the hell is really going on. Why is it that the Jake isn't contacting her? Why isn't the Jake really reaching out to her? Then she gets a call from Mr. Branson. You know, the teacher she had a relationship with. Well, he's had multiple relationships with teenage girls, but we're not gonna harp on how gross that is. We're not gonna harp on how gross that is that he, as an adult man, had relationships with these high school girls. We're gonna go off and say how, why the hell is he contacting Brooke now? Why is he back in town now? And Zoe's just like, you know, I don't know what's going on, but why are you actually here? You don't seem like the type. And essentially, it's this program where these girls are raising money and for scholarships and all that. And Brooke is a part of it because her father's the mayor. That's the only reason why she's there. So Brooke has, what's the dude's name? Saj? What's this guy's name? What is his name? You know, the police officer, Marcus, his son. And he's there, and we're thinking to ourselves, okay, this guy's weird, but I guess we can trust him for now. He's weird. He's like Noah 2.0, but I guess we can trust him for now. Because he has that, like, jerk side to him like the Jake did, but also that nerdy side like Noah. So he's a weird hybrid. We get past him, and Brooke's just like, leave me alone. He was just like, oh, your boyfriend, you still haven't reached out. You haven't heard from him, have you? It's just like, shut up. After that, we have Kieran talking with Emma and Eli. Eli is, of course, Kieran's cousin. Now he goes to the school there because his mom is Kieran's guardian. Now, he was just like, Emma was talking about her father and issues, and Kieran interjected and he was just like, well, you know, I have father issues too, but I wanted to punch him in the face. That's what I was going to do the next time I saw him. She was just like, you know, that's how I felt when I was younger, you know, immature, but now that I grew up, now it's just more about just learning why he leave type of thing. I'm just like, oh, poor baby. So she was just like, Eli was like, look, I need someone to, I don't know, show me the ropes. This is not my school. Kieran was just like, look, I'm leaving you to the wolves, deuces. And Emma was like, you know what? I'll show him around. I'm like, ulterior motive. Eli clearly likes Emma, so we'll see how that unfolds. And they also have the conversation about their initial meetup and how it was very awkward and weird because Eli clearly knew who Emma was, but he played it off. Now, we have Noah. He's talking to motel boy, front desk clerk, Remember, the one that was initially going to give him some information, but Audrey put a pin in that. Like, I am not going to talk to you. That's not going to happen. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to hang up this phone. You're going to do whatever it is you were originally doing. Have a nice day, but not really. Now, while Noah is trying to upload the file from the card, Audrey's like, desperate times call for desperate measures. And you know what? She picks up, I forgot what it's called. It's like for a bookshelf or whatever. And she's just like, Lord, if that video pops up, Noah, I love you, but you might have to get knocked upside the head. And thankfully, the file was corrupted, so he couldn't open up the, what do you call it? Open it up. And it's funny, because I think he has the same laptop as me, except for mine's a 2-in-1, but that's neither here or there. And so once the file couldn't open, Audrey's just like, oh, okay, cool, I gotta go. He was just like, yeah, so what do you do? It's just like, yeah, I'm acting weird right now. It's okay, I'm good. Just, yeah, I still have to go though. So bye. And she gets a call. No, she gets a actual GIF, you know, an animated GIF. And it's of, I think it's still the Jake, at least at this time. And Audrey's freaking out because it's like, damn it, I have to get rid of this stuff as soon as possible. Emma's mom and Emma's dad have this coming to Jesus moment. And Emma's mom, I'm like, something's not right here. Because Emma's mom looks afraid of her ex-husband. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I clocked it as soon as I was... Technical difficulties, people. Technical difficulties. Damn you. Always gotta mix it up. So yeah, Emma's mom gave this look of, you know what? We're gonna do this for my daughter. We're gonna go, we're gonna talk to wherever we need to talk to, do whatever we need to do for Emma. I don't like you. Don't come near me. I'm like, oh, he hit you. I knew it. He hit you. That must be what it is. And again, we have Mr. Branson talking with Brooke, and Zoe's just like, okay, I thought we were having a come to Jesus moment. Now Zoe and Brooke bought, because of course Zoe likes Noah. Brooke knows that Zoe likes Noah, so she's going to try and set them up. While they're in school, we have the girls. So Emma and Audrey and Brooke, they go into the bathroom and they're giving a powwow and update. You know, Brooke is still feeling a certain way about the Jake and also about Mr. Bronson. And this is when Audrey decides to open her mouth and say, you know what? You know what? Here's the thing. Your father sucks. He really does. He's back, by the way. It's just like, oh, you didn't know? You're supposed to be friends with her, but you didn't know? It's just like, no. Audrey was over it. She was just like, no, I'm tired of you. You always think it's about you. Other people have issues too. I'm like, Audrey, shut up. You don't want people in your business, but then you go and make a statement like that. Come on now. Stop it. So Marcus is talking with Emma's parents. How do I know his name, but I don't know Emma's parents' name? That's messed up. Oh yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. And he's doing this because they want to find out why in the hell was Emma's father contacted by a dead girl. Remember one of the girls who was killed a while back? No. Yeah, she's dead. Why is he being contacted by her? Because he was being fed all of this information to... no. This dead person was feeding him this information. So they're just like, okay, you're gonna go and figure this out. You're gonna go and actually look into this. Emma's mom was pissed. It's just like, oh, this is like the good old days where you guys pal around, do whatever you want, and you know, someone like me, someone like her, a woman in distress, has to go and deal with the foolery. Are you gonna look into it or what? It's just like, yeah. And she's like, go. I was just like, oh, he hit you. I knew it. He must have done something physical to you to be like, oh, don't even ever touch me ever again. Now, Eli, again, somehow pops up with Emma at the coffee shop. Like I said, Eli likes him some Emma. I'm like, Eli's playing a part in this. Either he's going to be eventually killed off or something. But you cannot get close to Emma and nothing happened to you. We know how this works. And we got this little pissy attitude worker at the coffee shop. Emma's father left a note. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't sound like it makes any sense, Emma, now does it? But then again, you don't really know your father, so you wouldn't think too much of it. Now, the motel attendant dude, front desk attendant dude, he goes to this room because they ordered wine. The door is already open, and there is plastic all over the place. I'm like, this feels like a setup. This feels like a setup. Where are the black people in this show? Besides Zoe, where are the black people? Because you can't tell me that all this running to danger. I don't understand that concept. Why would you run to danger? Unless you're trying to protect someone, why would you run to... Get out of here. So, of course, he gets knocked over the head with the wine bottle. Well, of course, and it splatters. And then the cork is used to jam him with it. I'm like, okay, that cork is important because they showed way too much camera time for that cork. And we have Audrey, who's at work. She made it, no, she was getting ready to go to work. But then tragedy strikes because she gets a call and it's just like, oh Lord, someone's in trouble. Someone is in danger. This dude wants me to meet this person. We don't know if it's male or female. Screen character wants me to meet up with them. I guess I'm gonna have to do it. I'm like, Audrey, you're not afraid to meet up with him? What's up with that? Or her? Now Noah goes and he's talking with Staff. Is that his name? Close enough. You know what I'm talking about. The police officer's son. And he's just saying how I wouldn't go poking my nose if I were you because you could be the next one knocked out. Really though. Really though. And so Zoe and Noah are flirting. And of course Brooks set it up. And Brooks is like, Lord Jesus, this is terrible. You guys are horrendous at this. Let's just go to the movie. And Staff is back there with them. After that, we have Mr. Branson. He's at the movie theater. He talks to Brooke. And he's just like, you know what? I understand that there's a gag order. A restraining order. And you know, I've been following it. I've been sure to avoid you. It's just like, oh, so that doesn't sound crazy to you. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sound crazy to you. You've been seeing me all over the place, but I haven't seen you. Yeah, okay. So it's just like, of course, I miss you. You know, I couldn't have done all those things. And it's like, regardless of what you think of me. And I'm like, he's touching her. I'm like, what are you doing? Brooke, stop it. Don't fall for his mess. So she goes back to her friends. And that's when police officer's son goes and pretends to be Brooke's boyfriend, kisses her. Brooke looks halfway disgusted, halfway surprised that she possibly enjoyed the kiss. And it's just like, all right, guys, let's just get out of here. Let's just go. And Emma goes up to her father's room, or what she thinks is her father's room. And then that's when we're thinking, all right, Emma, you've seen this story play out enough times to know that this is a setup. Noah calls Audrey, and he's irritated because it's like, you know, you were gonna sneak us in. You're gonna sneak us in. What are you doing? And she's just like, look, I have my own stuff to worry about. Leave me alone. And that's when Audrey gets this live video from the Scream character of Emma. And he's about to go and do something to Emma. Not necessarily kill her, because, you know, they have to drag her death out. Or scaring her out. So, it's more so to bring Audrey there. Again, it was all a setup. And there's some domestic dispute going on in another room. So that's what got Emma out of the room. Now, she walks downstairs. She sees her father. Her father is drunk, and her father is an angry drunk. Because, and here's the backstory. And Audrey comes at the exact time that occurred. Okay. So, what happened is Audrey goes by Emma, and Emma's dealing with the fact that her father is a drunk, and her father admits that he actually had to leave because he hit her. He hit not Emma, but hit her mom. And he not just hit, he actually attacked her because he was drunk and he was taking Emma somewhere in a car. So her mom, of course, was going to do anything she possibly could to make sure that didn't happen. And as a result, she got attacked by her husband. And so Emma was just so, she wasn't disgusted. I feel like she was just so disappointed and shocked that this did that. She wanted nothing to do with her father. So then, at that point, the police came. And right before the police came, that's when Emma found out that her father never called her. Her father was, he left his hotel room already because he was leaving town. Then that's when she called and she was just like, oh, you're leaving? Without telling me? And again, deadbeat. Screw him. Regardless of what happened to you in the past, when you have kids, you have to put that stuff aside. I mean, that should be obvious, but someone needs to rewrite the rule books for him. And the police are called because remember, Audrey called them. Now, why did she call them? That was the dumbest thing she actually did this whole entire episode. Because while she was away from her car this whole time, and her and Emma made up, and that's irrelevant because Audrey gets into her car and she gets another call. And she gets another Snapchat of, at first I thought it was a launching of a video and pictures of what she was doing and her involvement. But that wasn't the case. No, it was showing the image of the motel attendant dead and essentially the weapon used to do it. And now it was in Audrey's possession. Now her, because it was under her seat. It said look under her seat. And her hand's all bloody now. Her hand is so bloody that I'm like, Lord Jesus, and the police are right there. Audrey, come on! Come on! So, please leave a comment below. Again, if you didn't already do so, like, comment, subscribe. I will be doing the recap for this every single week. And let me know who you think it could be, because Scream has showed us that it's definitely going to be a character or characters that are in the show already, that we're seeing on a daily basis. Mr. Branson, he already technically didn't do anything season 1, so I think it's kind of odd that they brought him back for season 2. I don't know if it's because they need to make sure Brooke had someone to interact with, even though she could have stopped. I don't know. Something's just weird about that. Again, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Who possibly did it? Who's filming Audrey? Who's doing all of it? Because it's a mess right now.